Hi. My name's Rebecca, and this is my first video log. I've been meaning to do this for a little while, because, I don't know, I've kind of always wanted to. And I figured now would be the best time to start. A little bit about me first. I'm 22. I grew up in the American Southwest. Spent a lot of time in Arizona and Nevada. And, I was born in the Pacific Northwest. Seattle baby. And it turns out that I'm moving up there in a week. And if you can sense why I'm not quite so excited about that, allow me to tell you a little bit why. Really the only thing that is keeping me here for just a little longer is the chance to see my best friend again. My best friend is, well, I first met her, I don't even really remember, I'm pretty sure it was junior year, and I remember, okay, yeah, it was anatomy class, and that was, we had a couple classes together, but anatomy class was the first class where I actually, like, noticed her, and even though I identify as bisexual and have had girlfriends in the past, this had been a couple years afterwards, and I'd already been involved romantically with Rooster by that time for about 3 years. So I was pretty set in my monogamous ways. And then I saw her, and my brain got really happy and really confused. And I remember the first time I actually wanted to talk to her, I wanted to talk to her since I saw her, but me being the awkward person that I was, I didn't know how to start conversations. But I overheard her talking about a website called Void City, which is where you do battle comics. And while I was still in my little cyber hermit stage before I actually had real friends outside of school, I was actually kind of somewhat active on Void City. And I really liked comics, and I thought it was really cool that there was another girl that liked comics, and that was just fucking badass. And I went over and I talked to her, and it turns out that she could draw too, and she could draw pretty fucking amazingly. And that was pretty astonishing for me, because I've been drawing ever since I was really little. It was really the only talent that I've had. It's really all anybody knew about me growing up, was that I drew. And I drew comics and little cartoons and stuff, and, you know. So it was really nice to have somebody who had the same passions as I did, and who was also a girl, and was somebody that I liked to be around. So basically, yeah, we hit it off really nicely. Fun story, within a week of knowing her, I tried to kill her. Somebody had given me zucchini bread. It was like some kind of zucchini walnut bread. And, I decided, here, why don't you try some? And I did, not knowing that she had a nut allergy. So, that was my first assassination attempt on my best friend's life. But, yeah, so I met her junior year, and then moved on to senior year, and we continued to talk and hang out, and shit was awesome. And, yeah, she just quickly became, like, my favorite person in the whole entire world. You know, the only other person that could compare to that would be my boyfriend, Rooster. And quite often I say that I love them just the same. I just do. It's true. You know, it's more than just the best friend love, or the sister kind of thing. And, yeah. We've had a couple more fun times since then that, don't really think I should talk about, because they're kind of special. But the last time that I think I had a whole lot of fun with her was when she came over, and we got blown out of our minds, and we showed her Sunshine. And it was so freaking amazing. She asked us to stop the movie because she couldn't process it, because she was too high. And we fed her homemade spaghetti, and it was wonderful. And yeah, so that's the story of my best friend. She's awesome in a whole lot of ways. She has to put up with a lot of shit from her family. She's got a nice traditional Mexican family, I think. They're awesome people. I love her parents. But as everybody's parents can be, sometimes shit gets crazy. But she's a phenomenal daughter. I know this more than anybody, I think, maybe. She puts up with so much, and she has been through so much. And I really admire the amount of strength and dedication that she has to her family, despite hard times. She's a great sister, especially for Gizmo, her little brother, who I haven't seen in a long time, and I wonder how he's doing, because last I heard he was starting kindergarten, and that was about 2 years ago. So I hope Gizmo's doing alright. And yeah, after I moved out, when I was about 20, I moved down to the opposite side of town. I started living downtown, because that's where the rent was cheap. And life just kind of got in between us, which, you know, that happens. Shit happens. But, you know, what can you do? But, you know, we always managed to stay in contact. Facebook, and then I got rid of Facebook, and then, you know, we still send each other messages over Tumblr. You know, we're kind of always there. Always just, you know, just an airwave away. But, yeah, I just found out that I'll be moving in a week, and I should be really excited about that. I really should, because I've wanted nothing but to go back to my home place since we first left, and we left when I was 4. So basically, ever since I was 4 years old, I've wanted to go back to my birthplace. And, another fun story. The way that I met my boyfriend Rooster, actually, was 7th grade drama class, Mr. Kelly. And, we had a warm-up exercise, where we had this general area of the classroom on the stage, and you had to go and pick the general area of the stage, supposing it was somewhat approximate to a map of the US. And you go stand there. And you stand there, and if you happen to stand near somebody else, then you introduce yourself. And Rooster and I were the only ones standing in the northwest corner of the room. Everyone else was in the southwest or somewhere else. So we ended up standing in the same little tiny square, facing each other, and it was really nice. Yeah, and quickly after that, I fell in love in 7th grade. No, not 7th grade, that was 8th grade, actually. Yeah, 8th grade. Basically, yeah. So, fell in love with Rooster when I was 13, 14. Started dating when we were 15, 16. And we've been dating ever since, so it's over 7 years now. And I'm taking him with me. He was born in the Northwest too. As I said, that's how we first met, and that's how we bonded. Was talking about our home place, because we hadn't really ever met anybody who was from there. And it was a nice thing to talk about. And, you know, my birthplace means a lot to me. You know, there's a lot of culture there that I miss, that I feel like I fit in better there. Part of me is kind of afraid, because I worry that living here in the Southwest has kind of changed me a lot. And I don't know, I'm a little worried about fitting in, but at the same time I don't care. You know, I'm not very social. I don't really leave the house. It's fine with me not having a lot of friends, but the friends that I do have are really important to me. And I don't make friends easily. I'm very fortunate that the 2 most important people in my life are people that I have clicked with, and I have clicked with immediately. And it's because of those 2 people that I believe in, I don't know if I call it love at first sight, but something. Definitely something. Maybe God. I don't know. Who knows? But there's something there. And it's good to believe in something. Whatever it is. I don't really know where I was going with that, but you know, I want this to be the first part of my chronicles of moving. And I know everybody moves, and it can be a life-changing event, but it's by no means a special thing. You know, people move all the time, you know. But this is my story, and you know, even though this is my birthplace that I'm returning to, I haven't been there since I was a very small child. I've gone back a couple summers to go hang out with family, but this may as well just be a new place for me, just with a familiar feeling. So I'd like to talk about how it goes and how I adjust, and maybe show a little bit more of my personal side, without going into too many details, of course. But yeah, the friends that I have right now are the most important ones, because they've been there with me from the very beginning. And by the very beginning, I mean the beginning of my adulthood. Before that, the friends that I had, as amazing as they were, eventually ended up finding something wrong with me and leaving me. Not just fading away, but full on just breaking up with me, like a whole sad heartache deal. And it left me with a lot of self-confidence issues. But I haven't had those since about junior year of high school. And I'm very thankful for that, because if it weren't for my best friend and Rooster, then I might not be here. You never know. I'm not saying that anything bad could have happened, but I'm just saying that the way that things worked out in my life, I'm happy for it. And I would not wish it any other way. The only thing that I would wish differently is that I had more time. Because I really regret the last 2 years where I did not get to see my best friend as much as I had hoped. And we had made plans, and plans fell through, or life just got in the way. And I don't want life to get in the way anymore. So I'm making a promise to myself that one day, when things are settled and I know more, more certainly what's going to happen in the future, I want to have my friends come visit. I will fly them up there if I have to. Stay with me a couple weeks so we can, chill out, go for a couple drinks, smoke a bit, just really just talk and hang out, because I feel like we squandered that time, and I'm really kicking myself for that. But all's not lost. Best friend's on her way. She got my important message. I didn't cry when I told her. Doesn't mean I'm not going to cry later, but I just might. You never know. Yeah, so she's coming over, and then she and Rooster and I are gonna have a nice evening, and that's really all I can ask for right now. Alright, so I'll catch up with y'all later, and I hope you enjoyed this melancholy first video. Peace.